Word.
I appreciate you stopping by, my man.
Thank you for having me, brother.
So I was listening to a little bit of your music.
All right.
And I have to say, I have a deep appreciation for you youngsters who spit.
Hey.
You're a real spitter.
All right.
Right?
Appreciate you.
I feel like there's substance to what you're saying. You're not just saying anything. There's that just thought behind what you're saying.
Yeah, there's, try to add like at least levels to it, right?
Yeah.
So people can understand, like listen to it on different levels.
Well, that's a good way to put it. I feel like there's layers to your music, right? So tell me who's Miles Karter? Where is he from? Who and what does he represent?
Miles Karter, I'm from Fall River, Massachusetts, East Side.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out East Side.
Shout out to Fall River.
Yes, sir.
The Riv.
You feel me? And I represent progress.
I like that.
You feel me?
Okay, what does progress mean to you?
It just means like access, bro. Access to information so that niggas can not make the same mistakes as before.
So it's kind of an emphasis on growth, you would probably say, right?
Yeah.
Growth and progress. And just as a man, as a human being, and as an artist.
Yeah.
That's dope. So what does your music express, would you say, right? Like, what stories do you tell? Whose story do you tell? What pictures are you trying to paint with your music?
I mean, I'm just trying to really just say, like, it's kind of just a glimpse into just a glimpse, really, you know what I'm saying? Just like, you get to just see what people, it's like an emotion, you feel me? You get to tap into you tap into a vibe, you tap into an emotion.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And like, if you know, you know, and if you just, if you relate to something else to it, people bring their own
interpretation.
Yeah, they bring their own like view. You know what I'm saying, to what you're presenting. So I just try to be like,
So you're just trying to capture a moment, an emotion, a feeling, and just capture it into a sound.
Yeah, it's jazz. It's like jazz music. No bullshit. That's no bullshit. That's how I look at it.
That's what's up. So tell me about like some of your musical influences. Like, who are some of the artists or even musical genres that molded the artist that you are today and the taste that you have?
It's evolving. It's always evolving, to be honest.
As it should.
As of recently, like Sugar Free is like one of
the pimp from LA.
Yo, he's from Pomona. Yeah.
Yo, his flow is cold.
How many of y'all niggas know where y'all bitch at right now? Never mind.
Sugar Free's a force, but not like Snoop. Definitely Snoop Dogg.
Classic.
Motherfucking like Pusha T. Like even like early, like the name Miles Karter, right? It's literally like, so Max B, right? They were like, yo, how you come up with your name, Max Bigavel?
The combination of Big, Jigga, and Machiavelli all together.
That's
I was
dope.
like, all right, word.
That's dope.
If I had to come up with a name, I'd do some shit like that. So I was like, all right, Miles, word, Miles Davis. Because he was like, Miles Davis for his time.
He was an
like
icon.
He had a Ferrari in like 1964.
He was an icon.
You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know Miles Davis, you got to just.
Oh, you better know Miles Davis.
You just got to.
You better know Miles Davis.
And then the Jay-Z, just Miles Karter. So I was like, because he made the, like, to me, he's like Miles Davis, but like just like
on a different level.
He's like a rapper.
Yeah, just a different, not a variation, but a different like vantage point. Same thing, same energy, greatness, but it's a different type.
And the way he could just keep like reinventing himself, not even reinventing himself, but just like because he's so true to himself, he can kind of just whatever lane he
and evolve and progress, like you said earlier, right? So this was actually something I was going to ask you later, but since we're kind of already in it, right? So I was doing a little bit of a research, doing some digging, right?
Okay.
And
it's notes.
And you had a list, top 10,
yes, sir.
no particular order.
No particular order.
So I'm gonna read down the list for you. You have Jay-Z.
Yes, sir.
You have Tupac.
Yep.
You have Big. You have Nip.
Yes, sir.
You have Lupe.
Hell yeah.
Pusha T. Beans. Raekwon the Chef.
Yes, sir.
Snoop. And before I say the last point, how old are you?
26.
26. And my man has Rakim.
Yes, sir.
The OG on this list. All right. And the question I wanted to ask you, right, is I'm going to run down each of these names and tell me what qualities you really appreciate about this particular artist? What makes you think they're special and what makes them stand out? So we'll start with Jay.
Jay-Z, it's also like slick shit, but Jay-Z knows about the lion and the fox type shit.
What you mean?
Because there's a successful leader, I'm not going to say who, but he said you got to be like a lion and a fox, because a fox can recognize traps and a lion is strong enough to scare off the wolves. So that's...
Yeah. So, I mean, Jay-Z, you know, one thing I heard about, I forget who it was, I think it was Just Blaze, is that Jay-Z just happens to always be the smartest person in the room, right? He's always playing chess, and he's at least 4 or 5 moves ahead of you.
Yeah.
At all times.
Because even if he's not the smartest, he's just, like, he'll be like, yo, all right, this dude's smarter than me. So, like, that's, like, he can keep it.
Yeah, and he can maneuver that. He can adjust. He can adapt, you know what I mean, in a circumstance. All right, so number 2, Tupac.
It's revolutionary. Just revolutionary energy. Just like that loud, vibrant, just revolutionary energy.
I gotta say, out of all the rappers of all time, there's one thing I would say about Tupac. He's probably the bravest rapper of all time.
Oh yeah,
hands down. You know, he's not necessarily just talking about shooting another person that looks like him or doing some wild shit that could get him mad time. He's talking about going against the establishment. He's talking about revolutionizing and vandalizing just
what? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You know, communities and people.
Yes, sir.
And he got killed, you know, and I'm not saying the establishment necessarily killed him, but it's just unfortunate because he was 23 years old when he died, 24 years old when he died.
25 probably.
Imagine Tupac at 35 years old, a matured, you know, polished Tupac. He really could have made a serious impact. It's very unfortunate. All right, so number 3, Big.
Yeah, that's just the charisma.
Just East Coast swag,
that's
right?
Just the, you know, my best style flows malicious, delicious, fuck 3 wishes, made my road to rhythm 62s, gem stars, my mom's dishes type shit. He was talking crazy.
That talk.
Yeah.
He was talking that talk.
Hell yeah.
Yo, I would argue that Big kind of ushered in that a new era of like flow style, right? Because before Big, it was kind of like that 80s kind of old style. I feel like he kind of came in with a whole new style that kind of followed suit with everybody else.
The pocket, like this thing, like the way I look at it, like that's dope that you said that. No bullshit. Cause like Rakim, right? He was like he'd kind of catch the beat. You feel me? Just the thinking of master plan.
Exactly.
It's like that. It's just the E snap.
It's just like it's like a bouncing ball on the TV, right?
But Big was like. He was just on the swing. He was just
swimming in it.
Just
right?
Pause. I play it.
So, what would you love about Nip?
Nipsey, it's just it's the same. Like with him, in my opinion, he's like similar to Jay-Z.
It's a swag.
Opinion. Yeah, he's like very similar to like Jay-Z. It's like he's like a mix of like Jay-Z and Tupac.
A little bit of Snoop in there too. Just that West Coast.
That's true.
They have same mannerisms, you know what I mean? And I guess it's a West Coast thing, but like a real cool, calm, collected kind of a vibe to him.
He's like a West Coast Biggie kind of.
Yeah.
He like the way that he was just like
it's a smoothness you can't really explain, you know what I mean?
And those early tapes too, that's the thing a lot of people don't know. Like Bullets Ain't Got No Names, even like Sloss and Bull, like the first ones, bro. He was talking crazy, like he was really a lyricist. Like people don't like they're not hip. They only hear like the Victory Lap or whatever. Yeah. Crenshaw, like Mailbox Money. But they don't know about like that early shit.
2008, Hustle in the House.
Look, I'm coming straight off a slump. A crazy motherfucker named Nipsey.
Yes, sir.
When that came out, bro, I went nuts. That was probably my favorite single that came out that year.
Hell yeah.
Because I grew up off of Criss Cross, and you know what I mean. I thought, you know, that's because that's where the sample comes from. What was the name of it? Was by Criss Cross in the early '90s, and he sampled that beat. And his first major single, "Hustle in the House," 2008. I'll never forget. because I managed a group back then that actually had an opportunity to get him as a feature, and it was for $3,500.
Damn.
And we said no because he was up and coming, and we didn't know he was going to become who he became. But, you know, such is life. But Nip's a legend, man, and it's another unfortunate circumstance, you know. So what about Pusha T? What is it about Pusha T that you love so much?
It's the just the like precision. It's really precise. Like he knows exactly. He knows how to. I like artists like that don't like Biggie was kind of like that too. He didn't have to like record a lot. You feel me? Biggie he heard the track. He'd be like,
get on it.
Yeah, it's the one. Like he could just hit the mark. Like bang.
So I'm gonna read out a tweet. And I want you to elaborate a little bit.
Man.
So Lupe's verse on Touch the Sky created Miles Karter.
Yes, sir.
For real?
Like how to rap like that? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you were a rapper before that came out?
Nah, not really. I don't know.
So that inspired you to become a rapper?
Yeah. It inspired, like, just to to look at music as that kind, like, I never, like, hearing that shit, I was like, yo, this is like.
So how long, so when was this? How old were you? Give me some context.
I mean, whenever Touch the Sky came out.
You was young. I forget how long ago that came out. It came out more than 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, dog. That shit had to come out like early 2000s type shit. So I was maybe like single digit, like what, 8 or 7 or.
How soon after that did you write your first rhyme?
Probably like, I know it's around that time. Like when I wrote my first rap, I don't really like remember it, but like
I did that a lot.
I like know it was like during like Seeing Sounds by like Nerd had come out.
Yeah. NERD. Yep.
Yeah, NERD, because my cousin, he went to fucking Boston Latin and he had the laptops. He had like some laptops from there, so niggas had the.
So you got a laptop from the school?
Yeah. We had the laptops. Yeah, he went to school there, so yeah, it was definitely from the school. So yeah, and it was shit was crazy, bro. He was like making a beat. He made the beat. Shout out Cash, you feel me? He made a beat type shit. And I was like, all right, niggas made a beat. I gotta write some shit. You feel me? So I tried to like make some shit that was like that. You feel me?
That's fire, though. It's fire that you remember that, because not too many people remember like their first rhymes. You know what I mean? Raekwon the Chef.
That's the man.
That's another dude who's swagged out. You know what I mean?
It's just it's the like with him is how he like the coded language. You feel me?
The slang. That's what they all know.
Language.
Yeah, man. You had to like decipher what he was saying, and that's what I love about Wu-Tang, because it's kind of like a folklore. You know what I mean? Like they all had their different characters and personas. They had their own language that you had to decipher, and like once you took the time to figure out what they were saying, you kind of felt like you were part of the club now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what I love about Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang was the reason why I got into music and got involved with like hip hop. You know what I mean? When Wu-Tang Forever came out, and it was 97, I'll never forget it. Life changed from that moment on. It's dope to kind of hear someone else's perspective and someone else's inspiration. You know what I mean?
That's the chef.
The chef.
And not even, it's only built for Cuban links. That first one is great, but I was like alive and like doing shit when that second one came out.
Mobilarity.
No, the second, only built for Cuban links.
Oh, two, with the purple cover.
Out, yeah, there was like a weird like moment in New York City hip hop, and like it was like from 2007, I'd say, or like 2008 to like 2012, where it wasn't really like mad like the industry had kind of moved to Atlanta. And shit.
It moved on, and it was kind of in the dark.
Yeah, but
dark ages.
That drop, it was like that. Throw It in the Bag by Fabulous, like that Fabulous album, Loso's Way.
Yeah, like
the shit was a crazy time. That shit, that only built for Cuban links too. Listen, bro, if you don't know about that, that shit.
And
bro.
you know, and what I love about Wu-Tang is that they're so different from everybody else. You know, because over time hip hop became more and more cookie cutter, and people just kind of sounded like each other.
Facts. It was all their style.
And it's their own thing, their own language, everything. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate, because I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like, you know, with social media and, you know, apps like Instagram and TikTok, where you're getting like really quick forms of content, our attention span kind of diminishes over time, right?
Yeah.
And with that, our ability, or even us wanting to kind of listen to a song and kind of listen to the lyrics and break it down, like that kind of decreases along with it. Do you feel the same way?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because I feel like if you say some shit that's busting,
That's crazy.
they
Right?
gon' like Drake. People they say they're not trying to hear lyrics, but whenever a new song or album from like a major artist drops, they're all like, "Yo, what lyrics are we gonna use for the captions for our posts?" So it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's just a different.
And when someone says something hard, and you point it out, you know what I mean, or whatever,
Mhm.
you know. But like, what I loved about Kendrick's last album was the fact that like it commanded your attention, right? It wasn't background music. You know what I'm saying? You had to sit down, you had to listen to what this man was saying and try to at least get a sense what his intentions were.
Yeah.
Behind that. At least that was for me. You know what I mean? I love that album. That's probably the first album in years that I've heard multiple times.
Yeah. No, that Kendrick's the nicest, dog. Like, when it comes to, bro, you trying to sleep on Kendrick Lamar. It's the same way they try to sleep on Drake. Like, listen, when that shit come out,
Yeah.
no matter, even if you don't like the song, the NBA Finals gonna come on and you gonna hear "Take Off the Wi-Fi."
That's a fact.
Take off the.
That's a fact.
Yeah, like it makes hits, nigga.
That's
Stop
a fact.
Say another motherfucking word and this shit is over.
bro. These niggas.
That's a fact.
Simple.
Shut the fuck, shut. Did I say no?
And at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Drake is nice. You know what I'm saying? Like there's verses out there where he's rashing. You know what I mean?
No.
And you can't deny that. You know,
Like niggas be getting rashed by Drake. Like people be mad. Oh,
he's
this nigga.
rashing. You know. And I mean, if you're honest with yourself, you're gonna be like, yo, dude, you know, the man's spitting.
He rashed you. Drake just did.
Period.
He just did it to you.
Period. Right? So Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Yes, sir.
What is about
Flow.
the flow?
That's the flow.
I mean, that's swag on max,
The
right?
Shiznit. The Shiznit is like the perfect song to me, in my opinion. Stopping like a rabbit when I kick it. You know I got to have it. That shit there. Nah, he was on some shit.
Now, one thing I'll say about Snoop is that no other rapper in history has the ability to reinvent himself as many times as Snoop did. Like, he's had multiple careers over the past 30 years he's been in the game. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And you gotta appreciate that, man. No, you do your thing. Do your thing. I can always edit this out.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Just do not disturb. Respect the interview. You see, phone down, people. Phone down conversation. This is a good guy right here. You feel me?
So, lastly, Rakim.
Oh yeah, no, that's the Rakim to me. That's like he had that real. It's the like that presence, just that like. It's like a king, no bullshit. He's
No
talking
bullshit.
like he's
That's the
really
best
like
way
on
to-
some Mansa Musa type shit.
Like that's exactly what it was. Like there was because hip hop up until that point, was very celebratory. It's very, kind of. He came in like he commanded your respect. You know what I'm saying? You looked at him in a certain way, and the shit he was spitting was real. You know what I mean? It was vivid, and it gave you a glimpse of New York City in the late '80s. You know what I mean?
Was because the thing is, and once again, I'm like Fall River, like Boston. You feel me?
Yeah.
Word, but like my mom grew up in New York City and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is black, bro. We've all heard about it.
Yeah.
New York City in the 1980s. If you had a chain like that, you had to really be because
You had to have
it
some
was
juice.
crazy.
You had
It
to have
was
some
crazy.
juice.
Not even just the thing, and I respect more about Rakim. It's not even just necessarily him, right? But that Paid in Full is a clique, like Paid in Full clique, Paid in Full posse. It's like 50 Cent. What's his name? Rap.
The original 50 Cent, just to be clear.
Yeah, like even Eric B. Like, bro, like all these people, bro. If you look into them, it's like,
There's some real dudes.
you know what I'm saying?
No, that's dope, man. You know what I mean? It's always good to hear somebody's kind of, cause when putting together a top 10 is a very difficult thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause like there's so many dope artists, you know what I'm saying? Like you could have easily had someone like Nas on here. You could have had a group like Outkast on here.
Nas definitely had an honorable mention. It was tough not to put but it was really just what came to my mind. Like, Nas is one of the.
If he had, in my opinion, I feel like he would, without question, would be in this list if he just picked better beats over the years.
Those Nas beats are crazy.
I don't understand it. You know, like.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't know if he's stuck in like, you know, a certain time period, or he picks something that's dull to kind of make sure that his vocals shine. But like, you have to have, at the end of the day, the driving force of a song, any song, is the beat.
But he had but he tried like with the track masters. It's just wreck. Like, that music is like that shit that Own Me Back, I think it's called. That's my shit. That shit. He said,
no, he's got
back
hits.
like you. Oh, yo, Ted.
Own Me Back. Yeah.
If that shit came out now, I feel like people would appreciate it.
Or you remember even
more.
Uchiwali back with the Bravehearts. You know what I'm saying?
Like, come on.
That's just, they still play that at basketball games.
But it's like, that's the thing. It's like far few. It's like in between.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's like in between that. It's just.
If he had like, you know, if he had a Just Blaze, if he had a Kanye West, you know what I'm saying, it would have been over with.
And Nas, he'd be drunk. I know Nas be drunk. That shit, the do-rags, fitted hat, chokers and furs, nigga. What's the word? Nah, this nigga be drunk.
You know, now that I think about it, that does make sense that he would, you know, be drunk for a song like that.
Nas be lit.
So, you know, like I mentioned before, you know, I did a little bit of research and listened to some of your music.
Yes, sir. And
from what I was able to find, right, the current projects that you have out, is Prophet Eye, came out 2019, 50 Miles, 2020, See No Evil, 2021, and Daytona, 1080. Right, and these are all EPs, either 3 or 5 songs. And I couldn't really find any visuals, man. Yeah. And then I came across a tweet mentioning, or a post somewhere saying that I'm paraphrasing, but like, I don't do music videos. I promise I'm working on that. You even mentioned in a song that you don't really fuck with visuals like that.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Because, man, I feel like, man, it's just like, I'm not trying to just be some nigga behind the camera fucking sitting
dancing,
rapping.
not trying to be a clown.
Yeah, rap and even when it's like a movie or something, like certain people, I like visuals from certain people.
Okay.
You know, and when they're done a specific way.
Okay.
Word, I fuck with it. But like, and it's not to say that videos, like, even like the Bobby Shmurda video, I fuck with that shit. You feel me? I think that video is cold.
What don't you like about it, though, specifically?
I don't dislike anything about it. No bullshit. I think
it's not you.
No, it's just not my thing.
Okay.
Not even not my thing. It's if it's like a good concept, like if it just has to be something that I'm like genuinely interested in. Cause
you're not just doing shit just to do shit.
No. If not, I'd rather honestly, like, and I'm saying this now on camera and shit, like, I'd honestly rather like have other people in the videos type shit.
Okay, like acting it out or something like that. That's actually dope.
Yeah, or just have other like other rappers type shit. Like, just switch it up sometimes. I don't know.
All right, so like you're saying you featuring other artists in your videos.
Yeah, like they'd rap the words, or even it just be about
your lyrics.
Yeah, or just be about them doing something, or they're just like going, like, you know, set a plot
acting
to
out.
it.
Yeah. And just kind of the music playing in the background.
Yeah, and I'm
kind
on
of
some,
like depicting.
Yeah, I'm on some Alfred Hitchcock shit. I'm just sitting down, like I'll be somewhere just on my phone type shit, and then the shit.
Well, I would say
like that.
Pursue that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the visuals are important, right? It's how you develop an audience. It's how they get to know you. Because at the end of the day, you know, like when you develop an audience, it's kind of like an intimate thing. The reason why they're invested in you is because like they feel like they're part of your movement, they're part of your growth, they're part of your journey, right? Mm-hmm. And visuals is it's very hard to do with just audio, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because like you see, like I think about like.
So what's your approach?
Like listen to like the Doors, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like that Riders on the Storm shit.
Mm-hmm.
There might be like there's probably a video, but like the way that music was like consumed and shit, you'd have to watch it. Maybe that one time it was played on that channel or whatever. But
sure,
it was like the life. Your life, you feel me, was the video for that song. So whatever the fuck was happening,
you were consumed by it.
Yeah,
it had all of your attention. Now everything is just kind of like whatever.
But kind of, but then at the same time, like that's, I don't know. That's where I kind of want to lean into it, cause like, you know what I'm saying. I make some
shit.
recapture
that.
Yeah, I fuck around, drop some shit, and you know, go like whatever function someone was at, or you know, like, and I try to make it like, even though there's not a visual, there's going to be like, it's a whole thing. Like at this point, it's just been like a design will come out, because I'm not a clothing designer. You feel me? Like, like I'll just like a design will come out though. Like I'll get a shirt commissioned and get that shit cracking.
Yeah. So that's
the music.
The clothing line is 100 years, 100X, is it?
Yeah, that's like the just umbrella.
What's that? So that's okay. So that's like the kind of like the mothership.
Yeah, that's gonna be in my mind like that's gonna be Death Row type shit.
Okay, so it's not just a clothing line. It's a kind of like
Death Row.
It's Death Row.
It's Death Row.
It's a conglomerate.
I'm gonna stand up and go. Yeah, everybody tired of the producers being on the video. You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
Yeah. Okay. No, because I seen because I went on the website and yeah, some, you know, guys, check out the website. It's 100YRS100X.com .net. My man's got some t-shirts, hoodies.
I could have got the .com, but I was like, why make it .com? Why make it? Why not?
You know, at the end of the day, it don't really matter, bro. You got to direct the traffic to the website, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I just want to switch it up.
Yeah.
Word to Max B again. I should have put Max B on that top 10. No bullshit. My next top
Honorable
10
mention.
Yeah, I might have a second team.
What was it about Max B that you love so much? It's wavy.
He was another one. He was like a jazz musician, you feel me? But he just so happened to rap. Like people say, oh, Max can't sing, Max can't sing. Max can sing because he's singing. You feel
Period.
Me?
Right?
Like,
it may not be like Aretha Franklin or something like
exactly.
that.
Like,
but he's singing.
Yeah, because you're talking about singing. Like, technically, James Brown can't sing. Technically, Ray Charles can't, like, sing, but you feel it. It's an emotion.
That's a fact. And, he brought a whole new style, you know, that kind of like that Hennessy rap, you know?
Yeah. And he's dropping, that last album he dropped Negro Spirituals from prison, and it was still, like,
fire.
One of the hardest projects that dropped.
He would have been one of the biggest artists of his time if he was able to stay out of trouble. But, you know, that's just kind of the unfortunate thing for a lot of these street dudes, right? You know what I mean? They just can't completely jump out of it just in time. You know what I mean?
I think after he comes home from this, that's going to be it.
Do you think he's coming home?
Yeah. He has mad time left. That's the thing. People read it and they said, oh, it's that Max B is going to be released. No. They said that instead of serving 75, you're still going to do like whatever. It was like 12 left or some shit like that. You feel me? Like he has a release date that's not
75 years from now.
Yeah, you feel me?
But like he's going to be like in his 60s, right?
Yeah.
So,
but that shit low key saved his life.
So going to prison saved his life, you think?
Yeah. Because of
his extra curricular activities.
I mean, because if not, it was either you just going. So the only other, like, not even because of street activity. You feel me? That's the thing that I feel like people get confused with a lot of these people. It's not like the streets isn't the problem. The problem is that like there's a self-destructive,
behavior,
like, self-sabotage. Yeah. And then like that kind of like internal trauma, right? Then manifest itself in certain behavior, like activities and shit like
to like the max, or like to like, no pun intended, like to the extreme, you know what I mean? And that's kind of like a thing with a lot of creatives, a lot of artists, right? We all have self-destructive tendencies. We all kind of lean towards depression, you know what I mean? We have this dark side that we have to manage, but on the other end, because of the sensitivity that we have to, you know, life in general, we're able to kind of create wonderful pieces of art, right?
Yeah, that's the trade-off.
That's the trade-off, right? Is it worth it, do you think?
Yeah.
100%. But for someone like Max B's case,
that's why, because with Max B, if he wasn't making music put him in a situation to where it's like, yeah, it's fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you. And on top of that, like, I'm not going to sit here and act like the Bergen County Police Department isn't like a historically racist police department in New Jersey.
That's a fact.
And like, you know what I'm saying? Not to say that he, like, to be honest, that case seems kind of ridiculous when you actually listen to like the conspiracy or whatever.
He wasn't even there, right?
No, they're trying to say he planned it. Like, this is public information document. They gave this nigga 75 years for it. Like, it's public information. This dude, like, did he or did he not plan it? And then on top,
how do you prove something like that?
Like, because from what unless I'm incorrect, and if I'm incorrect, I'm incorrect.
That's
but
fine.
I haven't seen anything that would. Why did they amend his sentence then? Like, why? Like, this isn't.
I mean, it's pretty extreme, right? If he wasn't there, to pin him as
He'd be locked. He'd be
75 years. That's crazy. Like, there are people that get less time for murder,
shit.
right?
You feel me? Like,
For
it's
murder.
yeah. Nah, like, come on now. Come on now. They made an example out of him, and on top of that, like, it was a bunch of. They say his lawyer was bad. Like, it was like misconduct. The way, like, any lawyer that would behave that way in today's era would probably be like disbarred or something like that. He was all on Vlad TV talking about the shit all confidently. It was just mismanaged. And
And it's easy because Max, except at the end of the day, let's be honest, because of his persona and the image he put out there as a rapper, it's easy for someone, in the judicial system to kind of look at that and be like, get this dude the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. And oh man, it's just so much wrong with the courts in general. No bullshit. Like, it's hard for me to believe that anyone's guilty. Or even if they are guilty, like, what are we actually making these judgments based on?
I'm gonna put it to you like this, bro.
Morality.
I'm telling you, like, justice is an illusion.
Example.
Justice is an illusion, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's a way for a certain type of people to make sure a different type of people is put in check and stay in their place. So, I have to talk about this.
Let's go.
Now, you've watched the latest season of Top Boy. Okay. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right now. And this may be some recency bias. I'll say that. But I will argue that it was the best season, and it ended the way it needed to end.
Man, wasn't fucking with it. It wasn't fucking
So,
with
spoiler alert. You know what I mean?
If you haven't watched it, you haven't watched it. It's too late.
So let's talk
it's
about
too
it.
late. They already killed my dog.
Jamie was supposed to die the way that he died.
Oh man, they were supposed to. They need to. My thing is, it's a fake TV show, right? It's not even a real show, right? And if I was Drake, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yo, I'm about to make this show about these two niggas, and it's there's obviously a disconnect right now between the older and younger generations.
Yeah.
So nigga, it's gonna be about these old niggas getting out of jail. You feel me? Trying to get their spot back in the street, and these young niggas which is what it's about. These young niggas are you know what I'm saying? They done made shit happen, but then they should be able to see past whatever bullshit this is.
Nah, it's not reality, dog.
But it's not. The whole show's not reality.
Yeah, but
this whole shit's fake.
I think the goal was to kind of. Cause this is what I think. This is an observation. I'm just speculating. I think this is what's going on with you, right? Jamie, you're seeing Jamie the provider, the leader, who kind of came up, saw opportunity, was witty, was smart, and became a dope character on the show, right?
Boom.
But he was a snake.
Was he really?
Bro, what he did in Spain when he was trying to, you know what I'm talking about? When he was trying to cut from under, what's his face? What's the buddy's name?
Yeah, but by then it had already gone all wrong.
Yeah, you talk after Sully came?
Yeah, that shit was already, by then that shit had already gotten all out of control.
But the fact that he did that, the fact that he trusts, what was buddy's name? It starts with a D, the main character.
Duchesne.
The fact that Duchesne sends him out there, trusts him to handle business, and he was trying to undercut him, right?
But Duchesne ratted in the first place, so you could never really respect this person ever.
Gotcha, bitch.
You couldn't trust him. That's the problem.
Okay.
As soon as he did that, to be honest, I was like,
okay,
they made this nigga. Oh man.
Does someone else's actions dictate your actions, right?
What you mean?
So Duchesne, outside of what he did, Duchesne had sent him to handle business. He went out to Spain. He undermined him and tried to undercut him and tried to do something on his own. And if it wasn't for Sully coming to Spain and mucking that up, who knows where?
Yeah, but the problem is, to me, that doesn't seem realistic. Unless he plans on just killing Sully soon, like right now.
Yeah.
It's all just gonna implode.
After the fact that he killed Jamie.
Even before then.
Yeah.
Because maybe he was trying to like bring Jamie with him because he was trying to bust this one last move to get some chicken before he kills this dude Sully and then kills Jamie too. But he has to kill everybody because Sully's not gonna Sully's
a wild card right now.
No, and he's not, but he's not really because he's just solid. Sully's just a solid dude, and he's like, bro, you broke the you broke the rule, bro.
Yeah,
we done it all, but we don't.
So you think that's gonna be the next and probably final season, just the war between Sully and Duchesne?
Basically,
who sides with Sully? Do you think, what's her name?
Everybody is gonna like end up dead. The end of this show is gonna be everybody's gonna be dead and or locked up. That's how it's gonna be, straight up.
Either way, I'm excited. I love that show.
As soon as Duchesne ratted, I was like, damn.
I mean, that's just the reality of the streets, man.
Because now it's like, because Sully just did however many years. He's not trying to go. I'm not about to go get locked up again.
That's a fact.
We already know it's the RICO conspiracy they got against Duchesne, so he's about to go down anyway because they got him at the top of that board. So
that's a fact. Well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, do you know when they're supposed to be coming out?
No idea, bro.
Like next, I think 2023. I think I read an article somewhere. Either way, man. Hats off to Drake for making that move, saving that show, because that last season was incredible in my book. It was riveting. Honestly, that last scene, my jaw literally dropped. I was just like, he opened that door and boom. I didn't know how to feel.
Jamie lived, man. He lived, man. He made it.
Yeah, right.
He made it.
Straight in the middle of his fucking head.
Like you saw,
he's out of here.
You saw the Choices movie by 3 6 Mafia. Remember that shit?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh man, 3 6 Mafia made a movie called Choices.
No, I never seen that.
And then at the end of it, Juicy J gets shot in the forehead, but they wanted to make a sequel, so he just was like, The next movie, he just got up like shit.
All right, so man, so what's next for you, man? As far as music, I mean, do you plan on dropping some visuals? Do you have another project you're gonna drop anytime soon?
Yeah, I'm trying to like wrap the summer up with it's like probably gonna be 6 track.
Okay.
A trip around the city.
Okay. Okay. What does that mean?
It's just I don't really know, to be honest. It's
okay.
It's just the concept and it's stuck. So I was like, all
Are
right.
they gonna be features or is it just gonna be you?
I'm trying to get some features, but the problem is, like, I don't know. When it comes to like the music, I be kind of moving fast making the music, bro. I'd be like, man, just
like, what do you mean? So like when you're in the studio, you kind of make a song and it's done on the spot?
Like I'll make something and then I'm like, I'll leave some space open for a feature, but then if the feature takes too long,
you just fill that gap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who are some of your strongest affiliates in the current Boston scene right now, would you say? If I was an out of towner and you were like, yo, who put me on to some dope artists in the city, who would you put them on to?
Man, I say Stay Saved.
Okay. I
say it's a collective. Rebel Mafia.
Okay.
You feel me? I got the hat right now.
Okay.
Rebel Mafia.
Okay.
Go Getters, Retro.
Mm-hmm.
Wiz, you know what I'm saying? Wiziotic, they're doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? This is Replay, obviously. That don't even seem fair though. Like saying them, that's like cheating low key.
Why is that?
But because those are my dogs. You feel me? So it's like, all those people I mentioned, those are my people.
I mean, like, shout them out, man.
But some other artists and shit. That's like, like this B account.
Of course. I mean, anybody you fuck with from the city.
Oh, then yeah, like Bia and Cousin Stiz and
sure.
And what's her name? To be honest, what's her name? Lord Jew or something like that. I can't even front like I know the music like that.
Okay.
She posted some shit on the gram. She was going crazy. I was like, sheesh.
Okay. That's what's up. So you're gonna wrap something up for the summer, a 6-track EP. Yeah. Any visuals we get to look forward to?
I don't know. I
But I think you should run with the idea you had earlier, right? It's not necessarily a music video per se, but like a visual attached to your music somehow. You know what I'm saying? Whether you have some actors playing out a particular scene, or another individual kind of in place for you spitting your music. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I'd rather do like no bullshit or like a you know what I'd fuck with, like a Broadway kind of perform, like a show, like a live theater show. But it's not like, you know what I'm saying, but you have to see it. You have to go there.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay, so you're about capturing the moment, right? You're about like, you want like, because back then the reason why people kind of consume music a little differently, and it was a deeper, richer experience in my opinion, is because it was scarce, right? Like, if you wanted to listen to a song, you either had to go to a record store to listen to the song, or purchase an album, a hard disk, a record, a cassette, whatever, bring it home and listen to it. And because you paid your hard-earned money for it, you kind of valued it more. You know what I mean? Exactly. And it was part of your little collection, so therefore it was part of you in a sense, right? Where now I can just tap in, a couple of words, and you have playlists beyond playlists and songs that you can probably listen to once or twice and never hear again. Mm-hmm. So you're trying to recapture that kind of replay value that it had back in the day.
You feel me? So, while I'm here, take a pic, please. Legends die young, rest in peace, Prince and Pimp C.
Okay, that's you?
Know what I'm saying? No, that's Nip. That's Nipsey. I posted that shit on my gram. It was like from Basic Instinct.
Okay.
That's my shit. But yeah, that's
Okay. Okay, no, I fucks with it, man. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely looking forward to some more works in the future. Yes, thank you for stopping by. It was a great conversation.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully we can have you again soon. And everybody definitely check out my man's music, Miles Karter. Karter with the K.
You feel me?
My man.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you. Good conversation.